Hi guys, hope you're doing well. This video is aimed at people who do performance or are thinking about doing performance in the near future. We're changing, well, not really changing, we're taking performance back to what it was set out to be at the beginning when I used to do every session. I think over the last sort of 18 months or so, it's changed a little bit into sometimes more of like a metabolic conditioning workout, just with bigger weights, which is not really what it was intended to be. The idea of performance is really to give you a more rounded approach to fitness, so getting you stronger, getting you more explosive, getting you faster, getting you obviously fitter as well. But as we know, the Metattack sessions in the main side can get you fit. So we want to try and take performance back to what it was, and hopefully give people at Prime Mover, or not take away the need for anyone to ever look elsewhere. Because as you get fitter, we have a lot of people that, you know, go from A to B, and when they get to B, they might start thinking, well, how do I now progress? Well, that's what performance was always supposed to be. And I think a few people have started feeling that maybe performance isn't giving them that. So we're taking it back, we're sorting it out, and we're going to make it much better than what it has been of late. You might be sat there thinking, well, I think it's awesome already. Well, it's going to get better. Okay, so a few things just so that you know that we are taking this seriously and that we are going to really make it as good as it can be. What we need from you guys is the buy-in to this, so that you're not thinking that obviously you come to us for our expertise, and we need to get that across to you, and not let people just sort of do what they think is best for them. There's a sort of saying, if you like, in the personal training world that people, you have to give them what they want and what they need, and a lot of the time that what they need is not what they want. But as I say, performance it's designed to get people stronger, and if you're doing, let's say, squats, and we're looking at a rep range of 8. A lot of the time, this is another thing we're going to move away from a little bit, not always, but a little bit, is moving away from the timed intervals as well, and start making things more rep based. Because sometimes when people are doing, say, 30 seconds, if you're doing 2 seconds down, 1 second up, you're going to get 10 reps. If you're doing 3 seconds down, 2 seconds up, you're going to get, can't do the maths, but it's less reps. So we're going to take things back to be more rep based a lot of the time, so that people are working to, and then obviously getting the weight right, so that those reps actually make sense. If you can do 10 reps with 40 kilos on a particular exercise, and then you do 3 reps with 10 kilos, all you've done is just a half-hour set. We need to be upping that weight in a safe way, and this is something that we'll touch on in a minute. So we're going to start taking things and getting back to that more strength-based workouts in some of the workouts. So what you need to understand is that if you're doing a set of 3 reps is going to take 10 seconds. Okay, now that might be that you do 10 seconds work, and then the person that you partnered up with is doing 10 seconds work after changing the weights over, because you might be doing different weights. It might be that you've got a 2-minute rest, okay, before you then do another 10 seconds work. So you're not going to walk out of that workout feeling like you would do if you'd done, the tire flips into jump squats, into band-assisted pull-ups, straight down into burpees, and then it's a completely different type of workout. And as I say, there's a place for everything, and this is what performance really needs to be sort of providing ongoing, so you get that variety. So every time you come, you don't really know what to expect, to a degree. And again, we'll touch on this later on with the way that we're going to sort the programming out and let you know what's coming. So what you need to get into your head, if you do 10 sets of 3 reps on squat, deadlift, bench press, any of these big exercises, if you stick to that and don't start throwing in jump squats, listen to what the trainer's telling you. If the trainer says this is the workout, just do what it says. Don't start throwing your own bits in to try and make it a more intense workout, because all you're doing is diminishing your energy. So when you do your next set, if you've just done 3 reps on a deadlift, even if you've got the weight right, and then if you jump down into doing 20 burpees while your partner's doing their deadlifts. There's no way you can do as much on that next set of deadlifts as you would be able to if you just rested and let the nervous system settle down, let you get your breath back. If you do 3 reps on a heavy enough weight, it's literally like doing a 100-meter sprint. It just blows you out. So this is what we've got to try and get back to. So we're going to be reintroducing more heavy lifting. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, some other stuff that we're bringing in to make it more engaging for you guys is we're bringing in leaderboards. Okay, so the top 5 for men and for women are going to be on the board for a variety of tests. A few of them might, but I'll just run through some now. So there's going to be vertical jump. So basically the distance between, it's not who can jump the highest, because obviously the tallest person, or Scott Reynolds, is going to win that. It's the distance between, so the vertical jump, you reach as high as you can, flat-footed, you reach as high as you can and mark on the wall, okay? Then you put some chalk on your fingers, you jump and mark another mark on the wall, and it's the distance between the two. That's the vertical jump. It's the difference in relation to yourself, okay? So who's got the best vertical jump? Long jump, we're actually putting a prowler run into the performance room, because it makes more sense for the prowler to be in that room anyway, and there will be another prowler coming for the other side, but the prowler is going to be in that room. We can do long jump tests on the prowler run. The prowler push itself, so basically loading it up with a particular weight, probably a person's body weight or a percentage of their body weight, and how many laps they can do in a given time. Who gets the most out of that? Obvious things are 1 rep max on bench press, military press, clean and press, deadlift, squat, and variations on those exercises. Then there'll be tests like, there'll be a set workout like the 60-minute muscle circuits that we used to do, which is like a density workout where you're trying to improve the number of reps that you do time after time. So there'll be a set circuit, standardised weights for men and for women, how many reps you can get in a given time, okay? And the person with the highest number of reps on that is going to, the top 5 people will be there. And then there'll be more endurance-based things like how many dips you can do, how many chins you can do. And we've got all sorts of other things planned that will basically give, just the ones I mentioned there, you've got, maximum strength, you've got power, you've got endurance, so there's a variety there, and there's other things as well that we're going to be bringing in. So the idea of performance, if you're coming to performance 2 or 3 times a week, or if you're doing performance once a week and doing the other sessions as well, if you're doing predominantly meta-type sessions and doing performance once a week, your gains are going to come slower. There's a lot of guys and girls now I know that do mainly just performance sessions, which is great. This is what we want. So we want to be able to get you from what we're now, March. So from March, whatever scores you get on deadlift or anything, any of these tests, we want to be able to show a marked improvement between now and 2 months' time, 5 months' time, 5 years' time, so you can really see what these workouts are doing. To be fair, if you're doing the type of workouts we've been doing recently, where it's loads of metabolic conditioning, you're not going to see massive improvements in that. You're already fit because you've been doing the other sessions and you've come through to performance. You're fit already. How much more of a measure can we get on that? Probably not too much. But if we can start showing you massive gains in your lifts, then this is where we can really make performance something that people really get into. So just going back, there's going to be certain workouts in the performance program now that we're calling bedrock workouts. Okay, so the bedrock workouts will keep cropping up time and again, and the idea is that we're going to have sheets filled in that you can fill in as you go through these workouts. We're going to have a filing system, so basically we'll just an A to Z. If it's Veronica Kellerman, for example, she'll be under V. She can get a sheet, she can find the workout she did for the last bedrock workout, find that out, see what her scores were or weights were. So basically, if we've got deadlift in there, and the deadlift, let's say she was deadlifting 80 kilos, she knows where to start from. She knows to, she doesn't have to mess about going 60, 70, 80. She can do a warm-up sets and then get into 80 and try and improve on that. She fills the sheets in, and then next time she comes back, next time that workout comes up, she can find that workout, and so on and so on and so on. So the bedrock workouts, I think, are going to give us a nice way to track progress. The workout, the schedule for each month. So basically now we're working on a four workout cycle, because performances on 5 days out of the week, so it'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. So the workouts will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then on Saturday you get Monday's workout again, okay? And so this means that if people come on set days, they're always going to get a different workout, so they can work through the programming. And obviously over time they'll do the workout that they've done earlier in the month, but the idea is that like any program, you would do it consistently. And I think this is where we've let ourselves down again. It's just been a free-for-all. When you've been coming to performance, it's just been, you know, pretty much really what the trainers decided to throw at you that day. It's obviously been working, because some of the guys, you know, I've seen on the videos, and when I've been back and I've seen people, you know, the improvements that people are making, it's not that it's a waste of time, but I think the people now that got into performance and thought, Jesus, this is awesome, need more direction and some tracking basically of where they're getting to and what they're getting out of it. So we're going to be putting up the workout for the month, so you can see, right, if I turn up to PM2 on this day, this is the workout that we're going to be doing. Is it a bedrock workout? If it is, I better get there 5 minutes early, get my sheets, get it filled in. You know, we don't want people, if you turn up after the warm-up started, then you're not going to be filling your sheets in that day. We're not messing about waiting for people to get the sheets filled in. Get there, get it filled in. You can see, you could even get your sheets filled in the time before you're there, so you don't have to turn up early. Do it the workout before. Get it filled in, get your sheet ready, and then you're just in. And you'll be able to see that up on the blog. We're going to start pushing it out through Facebook more, just making it more of an event every time you get to performance. You can keep the sheets at the site, like I said, the filing system. You just after the workout, you put it back in there. It'll be there next time you turn up. We're also introducing to run alongside the leaderboards, because you might be sat there thinking, well, I'm not going to get in the top 5. Well, maybe you're not yet, but over time, hopefully you will. Each individual is going to get a record card, so the workouts, the leaderboard scores will be on there, and then you can obviously keep tracking and seeing how close you can get, or even if you never get on the board, if you can see that you've gone from X to Y to Z in 6 months, then that's awesome. It's not all about being on the board. Some people have said that they think the leaderboard is, you know, going to put people off and you know, be a negative sort of thing. To be honest, if you're sat there thinking that, then performance probably isn't for you, and you're not going to be with it long term. The people with the mindset that are inspired by the higher scores and what people can achieve are the type of people we want in performance and in prime move altogether, really. So hopefully that relates to you. As I've said before, it's not all about jump squats and burpees. If you want that meta type, we'll do that, you know, plenty good enough. There will be workouts where there are jump squats and burpees and more metabolic demanding workouts in performance, but it's not going to be like that all the time now. You've got to get your head around that we might be doing some high volume sets. I'm speaking to Cole at the minute about putting some workouts together where you will literally turn up and do one exercise, okay, the whole session, one exercise, 10, 12 sets. You might be thinking, well, that's going to be boring, but you know, if you do 10 or 12 sets of some low rep work on a big lift like a deadlift or a squat, you will definitely know about it the next few days. You know, it's a real challenge, and it's a real good way to train as well. Some of the top trainers in the world get their athletes working on real high volume sets on low reps. So again, you're not going to turn up and do that every time, but just bear in mind sometimes you will get there and you will just be on deadlift, long rest or longer rests, real short intense bursts of work, but the weight is going to balance that out, and you will be you know, pleasantly foobarred by the end of it. Okay, so it's not all about sweating and panting. You know, if you're not crawling out covered in sweat, don't feel that that's not a good workout. Okay, there's a wide variety of workouts, and some workouts you don't know about it on the day. It's 2 days later that it really kills you. Okay, we're changing the layout of the room. So the room now, I mean, if you've been down there in the last couple of days, you'll have seen some changes. There's more changes coming, and this applies to PM1 and PM2. Obviously, we're limited at PM1 with the space because we've got one room, but we are trying to do the best we can down there to make performance more of an experience. PM2, we've got the luxury of the second room. It's got its own room now. The PT room that we used to have has now been made into the yoga room, and as time progresses that will become a spinning room as well. We've got the performance room is now a dedicated performance room, so the equipment is going to be all around the room. Every type of lift is going to have its own space. So it's not a case of dragging all the equipment out and then having to put it all back. It's going to be there. Pull-ups are where pull-ups are, deadlifts are where deadlifts are, clean and presses where clean and presses. They've got their own stations now. We've got an extra squat rack at PM2, which means now we can do squats and bench press at the same time. We used to have to choose which one we're going to do. We can now do these exercises at the same time. There's more equipment coming, there's some more weights coming. PM1 is getting more equipment. As I've mentioned, the variety of workouts working towards overall development, strength, power, speed, and overall fitness. And I'll just sort of say it again, the high metabolic demand stuff, the doing your squats and then maybe 12, 15 reps and then into burpees or jump squats or whatever, you're not going to see considerable gains in anything if you're doing that, okay? So just trust what we're saying. One of the biggest things that we're changing is we're now making the performance room an open gym. Now this is not going to be open from first thing in the morning to last thing at night. It's going to be set times just due to staffing times. But if you've been coming to performance for a set number of sessions, and if Cole is happy for you to be training on your own, there's some people that have been coming to performance for a long time, and even though they've improved, there's still some work to do on technique and stuff. The last thing we want is anyone coming in and hurting themselves. So it will be an open gym, set time. I'm not going to go into that now, but there'll be a post going out so you'll know exactly when it's available. You've got to get signed off by Cole, so if you don't get access, don't blame me, it's Cole's fault. And if you don't get access, we'll just keep working towards to the point that you can get access. So don't take it personally, we're just doing it to obviously protect you. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of what's happening at performance, how it's improving. And if you've got any thoughts, you can email me direct, paul@paulglasby.com, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. And yeah, so I hope your experience at Prime Mover is going well. I hope to see you soon, and yeah, just keep training hard, and I'll speak to you then. Cheers, bye. Hi guys, a couple of things that I said we'd cover and then we never did. The masterclasses. We're going to be running, Cole's going to be doing these on a monthly basis, and each masterclass will feature a particular lift, squat, deadlift, clean and press, all these different moves that might need to go through the finer points of the technique. What you can do after the masterclass is stay behind and then set your 1 rep max. So we can use the masterclass as a nice long warm up and then start trying to set your weights, your maximum lifts in the masterclass, so that Cole can monitor each person individually while they're setting that weight rather than trying to do it in a class environment. And the other thing that I didn't come back to was the workouts are going to be added to the blog, so you'll be able to access the Prime Mover website, go to the blog, see the performance schedule for that month, and you'll know exactly what's going to be happening that day when you get there, so you can build yourselves up. We all know if we're going to be lifting heavy weights on a bench press, on a deadlift, whatever it might be, you've got to try and psych yourself up throughout the day. If you want to take it to the extreme, you can visualize yourself lifting that weight, but if you know what's coming, you're going to be better prepared. So don't use that as an excuse to avoid things you don't like, though. That's not fair. So they're the couple of things I said we'd come back to and we didn't. Now you know everything. That took about 20 minutes to get that information across. Hopefully that's going to set you up for the next 5 years of performance, and I'll catch you soon. Take care, bye.